God be the glory. Good afternoon, everybody. We are chilling in a park somewhere in Kent. Hallelujah.
Amen. Hallelujah. Wow. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Today is the
We are
6th day.
here again. Thanks for all your comments. So lovely, so great.
It's another day. We are happy to be here, and today we will be answering your questions. If you have any question concerning how we've been together for 21 years, whatever question you want to ask about our relationship, about our marriage, parenting, ministry,
so many areas.
you can actually go into so many areas. So if you want to speak to us or you want to find out anything at all, please go ahead. We are here for you. This is actually for you to know more about Pastor Kemi and Apostle Yomi. It's important when people are following you, it's important that they know you. So we are here today to answer your questions and continue our story where we stopped yesterday. Remind me where we stopped yesterday.
We stopped how we started from the train station and started the church. But there was an important part I believe we need to mention. When people started when we started getting more, then we couldn't meet in somebody's house again. We now decided to look for a space. So I think, I don't know whether it's myself or my wife that just suggested that maybe many churches start from hotel, like Full Gospel Businessmen. Why don't we inquire from hotels around? Then we said that's a good idea.
Okay.
So that's how we started. We now went around looking for a space in any hotel, and we found a space at Gala Hotel, Pesaro. It's close to the beach, and a lot of tourists are who come for summer in that part of the country. There are so many of them there. So we began at Gala Hotel, via Trieste.
That's incredible. I just remember now how we used to have our service in Gala Hotel. 2 hours.
This is how it began. After we've been meeting people, we now printed handbills. And went from place to place.
African shops.
Days. We are starting our
church officially.
We went everywhere. But lo and behold, on that day that we are supposed to
start, 3 people.
I think on that day there was another event. So we decided, only 2 people showed up. 2 sisters showed up.
Friends, I can't remember now.
Yes, Sister Lovette and Sister Joy. And those are our first 2 members that showed up
of the church
in the church. So when we now asked, why didn't we see more people? Somebody now told me that a sister is opening African shop. We now decided to go there and meet them.
That's what
we now
evangelize
to everybody
that a new
over
church
there.
Is opening.
Sister Abiola Aruna Adishafe. Thanks for connecting. God bless you, man. God bless you, man.
So we thank God for the little beginning. We thank God for how we started. I remember then I was so young, as I said, not too young, but 26 years in the ministry with my husband. At that time I was maybe 2-3 months pregnant, I can't remember now. And we go everywhere. Be careful. We go everywhere, preaching the gospel, telling people about Christ, winning souls for God. I was really excited, doing that with my husband.
Yeah.
So from there, I think we were there for about maybe a few months. Then we met Italian couple.
Yeah.
So we do want to tell them about how we moved from using hotel to a church hall.
Because in the hotel, we didn't have instruments. So we
Nowhere
only
to
sing
keep our
praise and
things.
worship. Preach, encourage people. Then we wanted to do more.
Yeah.
So to get a hall, we now got to know about an existing Italian church.
Yeah.
We now decide to approach them that we are also ministers, and we met a wonderful couple, Pastor Gianni Pili and his wife, Luciana. And they are a wonderful couple, and we discussed with them. He now gave us that very day the key
to the church hall.
to the church. Somebody meeting us for the first time.
Wow.
That was how we began.
The journey,
Church service.
Sunday service,
Yes.
wonderful. So today, please, I would want us to ask questions. I want Stabiola. I know we met a few years back. Please send a question. I'm sure you are married now many years ago. But what would you want to know about us?
Yeah.
What question would you want to ask us?
Please share this message.
Yeah, I don't
Share,
want to
share,
just
share.
assume that people, 6 days now, people have been following us. Maybe they have a question that they would like to ask. It's better so that we will be on the same page. You understand up till this point, you understand our love
What
story.
we are doing.
Yes. So we've been talking about ministry. God bless you, Pastor George.
And no, Bakari, thanks for connecting.
Yes,
Amen.
that's our resident pastor in Italy.
Italy.
So I'm sure you know us now. It's over. It's almost maybe 1.5 decades. So can you please ask us questions or send your contributions
Yes.
to the? So what would you like to ask us? Or on behalf of people,
Yeah.
what do you think people would like to know about us? We have so much to still share,
Yeah.
but we want to make sure that we have answered questions. Somebody asked us, how did we deal with in-laws?
Yes, maybe you should.
Maybe
start.
we should start with that. How did we deal with in-laws?
So,
The first thing I would say is, thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Sister
thank you, ma'am.
Abiola. God bless you, woman of God. What I would say is, in-laws are part of the family.
yes.
You need to see your in-laws as part of the family,
Yeah.
part of the marriage, right from the beginning. Don't see in-laws as, that means that people say in-laws are problematic. They are this, they are that. We are going to become in-laws.
Yeah.
Because once you are married and you have children, whether female or male, they are going to get married and you are going to actually, meet another set of families that will become yours. So in-laws should be we should look into celebrating them, accepting them, and see how possible to work, very well with them. Many people have problem with their in-laws.
Yeah.
But with wisdom, we can actually make peace and enjoy our marriage. Don't be those people that would say, once I marry my husband, I'm okay.
Me. I want to say this also. As your husband ever cheated?
We will treat that. God
Okay,
bless you.
later.
That's a good question. Let's quickly explain
Okay.
how to deal with in-laws.
I will-
In our own case,
Yeah.
my in-laws are wonderful. If you follow my story, I told you that one of the things that I was told that made me, fall in love with my husband's family is the fact that they gave their life to Christ early, all the siblings. So that really, really caught me. I'm happy to meet a family, where all the siblings are Christian, they're giving their life to Christ. I really love that. But then remember that I'm not dealing with only the siblings. I'm going to deal with the sisters, the mother, the uncles, the cousins, extended family. Yes. So my husband, knowing the kind of person I am, also shield me from some relationship that would have been problematic.
Yeah.
So if you marry someone and the person understands you and your personality, he will be able to help you in the areas you would have got problems with your in-laws.
Okay.
So my husband did that in the beginning, knowing that I do my things innocently, and he knows the nature of also the family. So instead of putting me on the spot or putting me in, he would look for a way to guide and shield me so that there won't be any problem. The most important thing about dealing with in-law is husband and wife has to be on the same page. If husband is fighting you for not treating the family well, or the wife is against you for not, then there will be more problem.
Okay, I want to say this. Before you know your husband or your wife, there are some relationship in his life.
Yes.
His parents, his siblings
and family.
His extended family.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, what you should have in mind is that this new relationship should not destroy all other relationship your husband or your wife has. So you need wisdom of God. You need to tread cautiously.
Yeah.
You understand? There are, to be honest, among the in-laws,
there will be one.
All of them will not support you. There will be someone that will possibly not agree with you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's your personality. Do you know that some people, the fact that you love their son so much can be the problem?
Yeah.
The fact that the bond between you and your wife is so strong, some people are not happy. You understand? So you need to know how to balance things, and your spouse should work with you to create boundaries. Boundaries is the most important thing. When you create that boundary, healthy boundary among the family, then you will be able to have it very, very well. You will enjoy them, they will enjoy you. And you remember, as Pastor Kevin said before, you are also an in-law to somebody.
Exactly.
You understand? God bless you.
So yeah, I think it takes wisdom. It takes wisdom, and it takes you knowing the family you are getting into. Once you understand the family, prayerfully as well, you can do it. Identify who are the people you are dealing with, and with wisdom, you are able to enjoy, or you are able to manage the situation.
Okay.
In marriage, for the newly married couple, it's always good for you to get to understand your husband very well before you begin to allow people to live with you. I know in Africa it's not always like that, because once you are going to get married, definitely they give you somebody to follow you. They will say in Yahoo and all that.
Oh my God!
But that has created so many problems. And now couples are beginning to work on their intimacy for a few years before they begin to take extra luggage and extra people into their homes. But you need to know what works for you. Look at the situation of your family and prayerfully decide what you want to do. But love your in-laws and try as much as possible to respect them, and show that you are not taking their son, brother away. You are still part of the family. Because many react to you the way they are reacting because they feel you are taking their son or daughter away completely, and no one will be happy to raise a child for many years and someone just come and cut that relationship off because you are getting married. No, it doesn't work that way.
Ajayi Oluwashola Felix, thanks for connecting. Oluwafemi Ojo, thanks for connecting.
God bless you.
God bless you. I want to say also that I want to say this also.
We are having a lot of
people around us.
Yes. Do you want to say hello?
Another thing I want to say is that the in-law issue, you know your personality. Some husbands, they don't like visitors. They don't like a lot of people around them. And some wives might be the one that don't like a lot of people around them. If you know that your wife's energy gets drained when there are people around, you should look for a way to resolve that matter. You understand? Either you reduce the number of people coming to your house, or you create alternative to balance the equation.
Sometimes a couple also create problem for their spouse by not being sensitive. Let me put it that way. I've seen a situation where I was saying, okay, husband should shield or cover the wife or protect the wife from being too exposed to troublesome in-laws or something. But some couple, it is the opposite. The man or the woman actually expose their wife to the family and make them so vulnerable. At the end of the day, they get, you know, some attacks. Like, for example, when a man comes to, you have a guest, maybe from your family, and maybe there is nothing much for you people in the family. You are managing as a family, but you suddenly tell your wife, because your family has come from the village, you now call your wife and say, prepare pounded yam, and make sure it's egusi, and make sure there is this there is that there, and the wife is trying to like tell you, we don't have much. You know, we don't have much in the house. Now you have made the family believe that it's the wife that does not want to cook better food. Meanwhile,
and
there is nothing much to cook with. So I think we should use wisdom in presenting. The way we present our spouse is the way our family would take them, or your family would take them. So present your wife very well. And I want to give one wisdom for the ladies as well. No matter what, when your husband or even your spouse, whenever he's lamenting about his family, maybe he's trying to complain about one of his siblings, or complaining about the uncle, or complaining about his own sister, never join your husband to pull any of his family down. Never. Please, no matter, even if what the person is facing at that time is so true, even if you are aware that that person your husband is talking about is the black sheep in the family, never join him to say, yes, I know that your brother, very terrible. Don't do it. Don't do it. Avoid that as much as possible, because as siblings, they are going to resolve their issues, and already because of what you have said, that might, you know, come back against you, even as the wife.
I would like to also add this to it, that your responsibility towards your aged parents is also important. That is your father or your mother, or your father or your mother, you know, if they are still alive.
Okay.
You should create a system of supporting them, whether I mean financially, or in caring for them, health-wise, or any other, protecting them in their old age. Don't do. I've seen people who focus on their mom and their dad. They neglect their mother and father-in-law. You understand? I've seen somebody who focus on the wife's parents and neglect his own, and that can create a big problem. God bless you.
God bless you. Thanks for watching. I remember when we got married, I think my own family, I have so many younger ones that were still in school. The first 6 years, we were still finding our feet, finding our bearing. Things were not that easy for us in Italy, so we were not able to send anything for many years. But by the time we started getting our feet and we started stabilizing, my husband will send money to my family and send to his family. And whenever anything comes up in my family that is very urgent, he will respond to it. So we make sure that both families are you know, treated very well and needs were met. But the first 5-6 years, we couldn't do that. Because
we couldn't do it as
we should. Not that we didn't do it. We couldn't do as, because I just joined my husband and things were so tough at the beginning. So, and that's one of the advice I want to give to ladies. When you get married and you don't meet you know, everything set, and you have to struggle together, the joy of it is that you will also reap the fruit together. When I joined my husband, we had to, you know, also work. I remember I was making hair, because I know how to make hair. I would print cards and I would give people at the train station. I would go to make hair for people in their houses. I was selling bags and shoes, even though I didn't have any of it. I couldn't afford to wear one of the shoes and bags I was selling. I was selling from house to house. I was making hair for even Italian, the blacks. I was doing home service. And I remember then, with heavy stomach, I was pregnant of Emanuela. When I go to people's house to make hair, when the attachment finished, we call it attachment then. When the attachment finished, then my husband will quickly go and help us to buy more attachments. So we've actually been doing teamwork long ago.
Big sister Oluwatoyin Okon Onodipe, thanks for connecting. This person, Bola Ogumilade, thanks for connecting. There's a question here.
Okay.
You are working. Have you ever sent money to your husband's family?
Yes, I do. My mother-in-law actually make requests. She will tell you exactly what she wants. If sometimes she will say, I want the winter sweater, you know, she will tell you.
She will make a list.
She makes
it across to her.
So when I send my own money, I will just tell my husband will tell them this is from my wife.
Yeah.
So yes, I do. And by the grace of God, not only to my mother-in-law, maybe I see that any of my husband's younger ones, maybe their wife, we also have good relationship. Sometimes we just exchange some of those things like that. Some of the support I can give, I give such support. Okay. And by the grace of God, we also have a group of the wives of the Onodipe, you know, that my sister-in-law created, just to listen to us. And so we have that by the grace of God, we do that. So I do.
We don't have problem with in-laws. Honestly speaking, we don't.
By the grace of God, yes, because we manage it whenever it wants to come with wisdom. So that is why we don't have that problem. Let's answer the question of Sister Haji Shafe.
She said, has your husband ever cheated on you? She's asking you.
Okay.
Did your husband call you and say, I cheated?
You know, the funny thing is that somebody said, the way I always say, it's not possible. If my husband cheats on me, he won't even tell me. That he will be too scared to say it. The thing is, this marriage is found on Christ. Yeah. We got born again before we met. So, and we are very, very careful. I'm not saying we are saints, but because we have the fear of God, we've set boundaries. Things like getting close to opposite sex in a place of work, and when maybe people are not there, we work against that. We deliberately put that healthy boundaries. When I relocated to Nigeria, those are the times that I would have said the devil would have crept in if we were not careful. When I spent 2 years in Nigeria, and it was 2 years in Italy, and before I decided to come back to Europe, people started disturbing me in Nigeria. Go and meet your husband, you know, go back to your husband. I tell them my husband is fine. They say, no, you can't be too sure. Like, how do you know he's fine?
My doors are tight.
He says that, but then also the members did a good job by making sure that, you know, those people that my husband would have taken home, you know, the young ladies and all that, they would tell my husband that they will help him to drop those people. So they always help him. So what I would say is he hasn't confessed to me in 21 years.
Let me talk for myself.
That he has cheated on me. So.
I've never cheated on my wife. I've never. What I always tell her is that we should avoid having prolonged quarreling and things like that, and we avoid it. And what I do, which I would recommend for most men, when I meet women newly, I let them know. Leave it there. Okay. It's showing well. I let them know straight away. It's not.
Okay, continue.
I let them know straight away. I'm married. I have children. I have wife. And before they know it, I start introducing my wife to them. So that's it. So I don't actually create room for unnecessary bonding or closeness to opposite sex. So never. It has never happened, and it will never happen in Jesus' name.
Amen. Another thing that could raise such problem is getting in ministry as well. I've got when I was in Nigeria, when I relocated, I've got many men of God, you know, that worked with me closely when I was into ministry, because we are still going to talk about my journey in Nigeria, but not today. We only wanted to answer questions today, then tomorrow we'll continue the story. So having such men close to you, you need to be, as a female or as a female ministers, we just need to be careful, you know, knowing that these people are working with you, not having anything in mind. They just want to serve God and they just want to serve in your ministry. It's also very, very important. So you need to do the ministry and don't get anything involved outside that. So I actually did that when I was in Nigeria. By the grace of God, I had a healthy relationship with people that worked with me directly or indirectly in Nigeria, and we still have relationship with even many of them with their wives as I'm talking now. So I think it's good for someone to be, and trust is it. Once you trust each other and you keep communicating and you don't have any problem that escalates in your marriage, there is no reason to cheat. Yeah. My husband will always say, if you treat me well and you don't close the shop, you know, that's another thing. You don't close the shop. You don't use it as a measure of punishment because we are having issues, and any issue that we have, we are able to resolve it. It's not prolonged. Yeah. Then there is no reason to think, because I remember there was a time we had maybe a minor issue, and immediately people were giving him bad suggestions.
When we came to London.
When we came to the UK,
yeah,
in less than 2 weeks, they were already telling him, what's your problem?
I was in the university here, and
what was your
problem? We have this group for assignments and things like that. So one day I'm always somebody that likes to play, to talk, but that day they just saw me that I'm not happy. So they now said, what is wrong? And I don't know why I decided to share it with them. They were arranging for a lady for me straight away.
Remember, this is Apostle now. This is Apostle in the uni. So it's not as if he was just an unbeliever.
Yeah.
So that means the devil can actually open.
Then I later came to my senses. So this is how it happens.
That's just how it happens.
Then I work with a group of people also. Some of them are men of God, but some of them are people. I mean, men. Don't let me say men of God. Men. They all have sidekicks in the working place, and they were telling me it's normal. It's normal.
So please,
I decided to leave the place.
Even if you are born again, spirit-filled, because you still work with people who don't know God, people who don't have the fear of God, you don't allow them to influence you negatively.
Yeah.
And that is where some of the behaviors of some people at home, that is where it's coming from. Yeah. What they hear at work, what they see their colleagues do, what the comments they hear from their colleagues, that is what is influencing or fueling their behavior at home. Yeah. They forget that the people at work, and they don't even know Christ. Yeah. You know, they forget that they don't even have any relationship with God. So you are now a Christian, you want to begin to dance to the tune of those people who don't even mind anything that happens to their relationship.
All right.
So I pray that God will.
Thanks for connecting. Sister Vicky Iyabo Olawoye, thanks for connecting.
God bless you. Thanks
Solomon
for connecting.
Christiana, thanks for connecting.
So we had only 2 questions on the platform today. One is, has my husband ever cheated on me, which is no. And the second one is, have I ever sent money to my mother-in-law or my in-law? Family. My husband's family, because I'm also working. Yes, I do. So what other questions would you like to ask as we round up today?
Deaconess Agatha Samajo, thanks for connecting.
Wow, we have many people on the platform.
No, leave. It's okay.
No, I'm not. Okay, you are seeing it. Me, I'm not seeing. Maybe I should have come with my glasses. Well. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us today.
Any other question before we
If there is no more question, then we are going to start telling you our story from tomorrow. We are going to continue from where we stopped. early part of the ministry is being shared, but we can actually.
Okay, do you have a joint account?
Fantastic.
How many accounts do we have?
That's a good question. When I got married, for the first, is it 10 years, I didn't have any account of my own. There wasn't anything like account, because in Italy, the system in Italy is most of the time only the husband is working. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's part of why I was a bit frustrated. I said I wanted to go back home, go back to Nigeria. So my first 10 years in Italy, it's only my husband's account, and maybe I worked only a few years out of that 10 years. So it wasn't really, so I would call it joint account, because most of the money is from him anyway. So most of the money was from him. So it's when I got to Nigeria in 2010, I started feeling like, wow. So my 10 years in Europe, I have not actually gotten any account of my own or done anything for myself. And I was like, okay, when I go back now, I am going to open a separate account where I can also be putting my money. But the issue is, in marriage, later we discover that our spending pattern is different. Joint account does not mean you are together. Separate account does not mean you are separated. It's about understanding. So initially, many years back, you see our what do you call it now? Our mentors talking to us about it's mandatory to have joint account, because they believe that once you say you are one, your account should be one.
Yeah.
Now, I will allow my husband to talk. It's a good thing, but if you look at it these days, many marriages are unique, and the way people come together are also unique. So at the end of the day, you can't force anyone to say you must have a joint account. Now, what our recommendation is at the end of the day, when we have tried both the separate account and the joint account, our recommendation is this: have a joint account and have a separate account where the woman can have access to her money and also be happy and be fulfilled, whether assignment or supporting the family or supporting her own family or feeding her own dream. She should have that account. And you should have a common account as well, where both of you put money to fund the project of the family. So that is where, so the son is just, tomorrow we are likely going to be from home.
Yeah, let me come.
I like the what do you call it, the weather.
Yeah.
It's better now.
Yeah.
It's okay. Sir.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's the advice. Watch your family, have a joint account as a family, and still have separate. So what do you want to say?
Yes, for many years, we even preached against separate account. We were having it joint, but I never knew she was not happy with it until after she went to Nigeria and came back. When we got to London, she said no, everybody will have his own account. So I was asking why. To me, it was as if that means we are separating. Are we separating? Are we? You understand? But it's whatever works for you.
Exactly.
You understand? How many accounts we have? At least in that we have up to 6 different accounts.
But
Nigeria,
whatever you
here,
do,
Italy,
always consult each other,
yeah,
and make sure that you have, even if you have a separate account, you can have signatories. Both of you can be signatories to that, those accounts.
But it's good to be transparent as well.
Yeah.
Not that you have an account that you are secretly funding some projects.
That one.
Let's avoid that.
It's
God
not
bless
good.
you.
One thing when my husband said I wasn't happy is my husband is not a spender. I think it's good for us to talk about it.
Yeah.
My husband is not a spender, but I won't say I'm a reckless spender, but I like to fund projects and I like to disburse.
I will comment.
No, I know you will comment. So what I do is I prepare myself, plan myself, And when I said, okay, I have worked a little, I want to do this, my husband is always giving 1,001 reasons why that money shouldn't be touched. And I will tell him that thing I want to do is very, very important. So because the husband is the head and what he says is final, I'm not able to move on from there. So the money is there, but I can't touch it. That is depressing to me.
Okay.
And that's why I said, you know what? It's good for us to know the project we are going to be doing. But let me have a account that I have access to, that at least I can do that money the way I want. So that is why he said.
Let me appreciate a wonderful bishop here, Pastor Julius Vincent Oshos, all the way from Cincinnati.
Wow.
In United States. Amen. Thank you for connecting, sir. Sister Evelyn Desmond Izide from Sweden or Denmark. Thanks for connecting. Okay. Our spending pattern is totally different. I won't lie you. And it was giving us a lot of issues. I can say, I can look at money for months, that this money I won't touch it. She can't. She can't. So when it was a problem, then the best way is have an account that she has access to.
Exactly.
And that's just it. And they resolve the matter.
That resolved the matter, because like when I want to give as well, maybe I go to a program and I'm led to sow. I'm thinking, before I don't look at my husband's face. You can see me give £500, give me, you can see me pledge £700 to sow into a ministry. But later my husband like, what are you talking about? We need to discuss about every giving at home. Okay. So I think some of those things, we've grown and we've been able to manage our finances better now. Okay,
let me read this question. Have you ever had any issue with any of your in-law, and how was it resolved, sir and ma? I've never had any issue with siblings. I don't think there is any issue. But from our side, I've just told her, be careful of this person, be careful of that person. This person is like this person might not like this, and there is no problem. I'm not sure. Do you have any? No. Unless it's the one I can't remember.
With wisdom.
With wisdom.
We are able to deal with it. Let me just put it that way. My in-laws are wonderful. Very, very, and I treat them, according to my knowledge. The way I know, I study them and I treat them differently. Sister Vic is my sister-in-law, my husband's elder sister. What I can do to Sister Vic, I can even sit on Sister Vic's head like this, but I can't do it to other siblings. I can't do that to Dr. PJ, for example, who is the younger sister. They are all wonderful, but I deal with them differently. And in the past, where I would have gotten issues, it was resolved by wisdom and by the support of my husband.
Amen. Yeah, there's a question here. You changed the house furniture with your money. That's what your husband said. The furniture is still okay. What's your view about that?
Okay.
This happens a lot, eh?
Now, one thing I want you to know about marriage is most of the things we have issues about, they are not things that we should drag for. We shouldn't drag them too much. Someone is able to change furniture because she is earning money. Number one. The furniture that is being changed is for the whole family. The way husbands see house is different from the way a woman is seeing the house. Now, if you leave me to how I want our home to be, where the man himself will come, if you leave me, at least I will spend about maybe 15,000 to renovate the house. The kind of chair I would have put in the sitting room, I can bet it with you. My husband, if he knows how much I buy the set of chair, maybe he will tell me to go and return the chair. What are we doing with the chair? So I think we should understand where women are coming from and where men are coming from. I am not supporting the fact that she bought the chair without you giving the final consent. But I am saying that possibly, I don't know, I've not seen the chair the woman was bent on changing. Sometimes things are the chair is so bad, and to the man, let's keep managing it. To the woman, it's not a good image for us. It's not a good thing. And if both of you can cough out the money and the woman is able to buy it, remember the Proverb 31 woman, she saw a land and she bought. Sometimes men are not, they don't what do I put in now? Our discretion. Some men are not accepting their wife's discretion. They don't really believe that their wife could make decision on their behalf. We need to sometimes allow our women to also take some steps. So far they are taking it under your roof and they are taking it, anything they do, she's not going to tell these people coming, the guests coming, that, do you know I bought that chair you are sitting on? It's to the credit of the family. Okay, and that is the way I see it.
What I would say is that for me, a woman should try as much as possible not to create that impression that I'm also earning and I can do whatever I like.
No.
Don't let it be that impression.
No.
Don't, especially when there is an argument about it, don't do it. Try to look for a way to convince him to do it before you take that step. But if you take that step that, after all, I'm also working, can't I just spend my money? Then a problem is on the way. I will suggest to women that now that you have that money, try to convince your husband that we need to change this thing. And make sure he agrees before you go ahead. If he doesn't agree, may God help you.
Don't go ahead or whatever you even want to do with your money, even though you worked for it. Let the children not, don't expose the situation to the children.
Then
that
I
you
want to say also that men too, when you know that she wants this something to be changed, and again you know that when somebody works, you work for a reason, and she wants this thing changed, don't always do as if I'm the head of this home, you can't do it. At times, let her just change it if she wants to change it.
This question will be answered tomorrow because.
Can you please explain the difference between submission and obedience?
We can start from there tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow.
Yeah, we start from there tomorrow because of our time. It's almost 30 minutes, if not that we started, and we always want to use 30 minutes for each of the time we come on. Yesterday we spent almost 1 hour. We didn't plan it. Now, let's start from difference between submission and obedience tomorrow while we continue our story. So I want us to stay tuned. Make sure you join us.
Keep sending the questions.
Send more questions as well, because questions today has helped us to, to be engaged, which I prefer than just telling our story just like that without the question. Thank you. So all of us that have joined us today, remember you have a chance of winning 2 nights away, whether single or married. So, but if we try to check what you have shared in 31 days and it's only on your page you shared it to, it's not qualifying you for 2 nights away. You must have shared in so many platforms, and we must have evidence that you've shared in many places, and with other things that we are going to look at, that will make us to know that you deserve that 2 nights away. So we have people working on out the criteria to choose to give that gift out. Thank you very much, everyone, and God bless you for joining us. Please, tomorrow, remember, we are going to start from the difference between submission and obedience. That question is coming from a man, and I'm sure many men will want to hear that.
Yeah.
So we are going to deal with that first before we go ahead to any other parts of the story tomorrow.
We appreciate our mommy, Grace Alexander.
Thank you, ma. Thank you.
God bless you. See you tomorrow.
By God's grace.
God bless you.
Love you all. Thank you very much for celebrating with us. Bye for now. Bye.